Thank you very much. You can have your seats. Uh, praise God. Thank you for keeping time. We are back within the acceptable margins of our time as agreed. In the morning, those of you that have just come in, we've had a very wonderful session, very rich session on finance, leveraging divine potential to achieve financial dominion. And I don't want to pretend that I can recap what has just happened, but the recap will come. Now it's time to yet again get a dose with regard to man and health. And this morning we have the privilege and honor of having Dr. Gitari as our facilitator on this particular subject. Now, we've had an opportunity in the past to hear Daktari, and he's one of the accomplished medics we have in the region and beyond. He has vast experience that is built not only by providing health or medical services in Embu and in Kenya, but vast experience in terms of even interacting with systems globally. So join me this wonderful morning in welcoming Dr. Gitari with a hand clap. Karibu sana Daktari. Ukaweze kutuchanua kwa mambo haya. Asante.
Thank you. Thank you for that kind introduction. Yes, I think without much ado, we get started. My name is Dr. Gitari. That's the Mary accent to my name. You know, I'm Dr. Gitari. Yes, but above everything else, God has been good unto me and to my life, you know, and I thank God for the fact that He's taken me up to this moment in time. And so far, so good. You know, when you look at that first slide there, those are hard credentials. And basically, they give me the teeth to bite in terms of the work that I do as a doctor. Each of those initials is actually their certificates that I had in school. They gave me the firepower to do what I do as a doctor, and thank God for the same. So today, in line now with the theme for the conference, the men's conference, leveraging divine potential for a transformative life. And still in line now with the theme, the church theme for this year, for the DC Church in general, digging and repossessing the wealth of our fathers. Yeah, we go just to look at the health aspect of it. You know, where does health come in terms of making sure that all those issues basically are achieved well, you know, all the objectives are achieved. And also when it comes to the position of a man in this church and beyond. Otherwise, it's great pleasure once more talking to you people, talking to the great men of Deliverance Church, Brewery, talking to the great and blessed men of Embu Town and beyond. It's a honor, it's a privilege, it's a blessing, and I feel loved. Even for being given this opportunity to talk to you people. I may not be the best, Wanyama, but Bishop here found, and even men of DC Brewery found it wise to have me come talk to you, share one or two things, discuss points pertaining to a man and his health. And then at the end of the day, we exchange notes, and just the way the first speaker has blessed us in terms of financial matters pertaining men, we look forward to getting blessed at the end of this talk on health matters that pertain men in general. Next slide, please. So that photo is not staged. It's where I've been working for the last 10 years or so. This is my 20th year now in medical practice. I've spent the last 10 years or so at Temple of Five Hospital, where I've been working as a consultant physician, heading a medical department there. And I brought in this slide because, we are talking about a man and his health. When you talk about a man and his health, there has to be a place to run to when things become thick health-wise. So this is our county hospital. There are a few things probably maybe that I wouldn't want now to talk to you about it, courtesy of being a civil servant. There are a few things that I'm not power and I'm not allowed probably maybe to discuss with you concerning the running of the Embu County Hospital. But I just wanted you to know that this facility belongs to you. As a Kenyan, you have a right to find out what happens in that facility. If for one or two reasons something was to happen to me, I can assure you, Bishop, you rush me to that place. Even you that's where I would recommend, we go to that Embu County Hospital so that you get sorted out. So at the end of the day, it's good for you also to find out now, is it working? Is it not working? When you go there and do get assisted, do not get assisted, up to what extent do get assisted? Are you happy with the service? So actually, that is actually upon you, very, very crucial as far as health issues are concerned. And here we do not talk politics. I'm not a politician, myself. I'm a medical doctor. In fact, the issues that we are going to discuss here are basically facts. We look at basically matters of the Bible concerning health. And then now the rest of the issues, I'll leave it unto you so that you can be able also to think about it. I'll leave you now with something to think about because in terms of health, especially in the government sector, the leaders that you elect for us are the ones that influence health. You see, you elect leaders, they're the ones that end up budgeting for what the hospital requires. You get the catch there, Kasungo? So if you elect a leader now who is not, his mind is not into health, at the end of the day, there will be a problem, So those are some of the issues probably maybe that you'll be bringing out. And then we see how it goes. Next slide, please. Yes, that's my introduction slide, and it's the third letter of John. Basically, it's my introductory slide now. We are deep into the talk per se. So I would want us to read third letter of John, verse 2, together. Loudly, please. Yes. Absolutely, what a prayer. That must be a very, very genuine Fred. I also wish somebody could also say that prayer unto me. That it may go well, with me, that I may be in good health, together with my soul as well. Very, very health, by the way, that just tells you, even when you are physically fit, your mind needs to be at peace. Yes, and then now your heart needs to be at peace. Your soul needs to be at peace. You see, in fact, now, out of all this, now, the opposite of bad health is basically a disturbed person. A person can be disturbed, and we wouldn't want you to go there. So at the end of the day, now, we would want to see now, how do we go around it so that a man is okay health-wise, body-wise, physically fit. And then even the surroundings around that man, should also be peaceful. You see, otherwise, you could also be physically fit, but the surroundings, the affairs that surround you are also disturbing. At the end of the day, you're not be in good health, even if you're physically fit. And then I will later see even the WHO definition of health actually, I think, was borrowed from from that particular verse. Most likely, I think the people who are handling the WHO, most likely they were Christians. So they made sure that it's in tandem with the word of God upon the lives of people as concerns their health. Next slide, please. So once more, this is still my introductory slide, Deuteronomy chapter 28, basically I will summarize now that particular topic as far, that particular chapter 28 now as far as health is concerned. Basically there are two things. You obey God and you live a healthy life. You are at peace with yourself now, basically physically, socially, emotionally, spiritually. You disobey God and you are sick. You disobey God and within no time now you are in bad health, undisturbed spirit, undisturbed soul. In fact, when you look at those terminologies now, undisturbed spirit, undisturbed soul, that's not what any man would want really to get into. You see, so at the end of the day, there are those issues. In fact, the same chapter, Deuteronomy 28, when you look at chapters 19 all the way 22, they're even scary. they're even scary. We're not going to project those verses, rather. The verses number 19 all the way to 22, sorry. We are not going to project them, but look at them during your free time. Consequences of disobedience, very, very scary of what God can do when now men tend to disappear. Basically, in short, the verses are saying you disobey God and you're inflicted with disease. Even if you're physically fit now, the environment around you becomes troublesome. But basically, those are some of the issues around health biblically. And even when Jesus was on the earth now, he spent a lot of time basically healing people. Basically moving them now from physically unfit, health-wise, socially unfit, people now who are afflicted with evil spirits. Even if they are healthy bodies, at the end of the day, if you are afflicted with the evil spirit, my friend, it can't be business as usual. Jesus was basically handling not only the physical being of a person, but he was also looking at the environment around that particular person to ensure that that particular person is fit. It's fit holistically. It's just akin to, you could be living in a very nice house, but at night you start hearing gunshots just around that house. I can assure you, even if that house was as comfortable as possible, you won't get some sleep. You see, that's the aspect, basically the environment around a person in terms of health. It needs also to be conducive so that at the end of the day now, you are basically at peace, not only with your body, but also with your soul, and also your mind and your heart now in accordance to that letter, third letter of John, verse 2 there, moving forward. And then, very, very, very important, this is basically our early morning session, the first session that we had today. You have to make money for you to be healthy, Yeah, you have to look for money. Health normally will beget wealth, and wealth will beget health. Very, 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 very important. And it's so important because at the end of the day now, if you need money, even for your health needs, where will that money come from? It needs to come from somewhere, and then you cannot work when you are sick. You get what you're saying? You may not be able to rise up early when you are in pain. So at the end of the day, you have to be physically fit now for you now to rise early enough and get back to your business and also leave that business late now as long as there's some work that God has blessed you now to do, blessed you with customers. You cannot leave customers unattended, even if it is at 10 p.m. For us Africans, now even when they are customers of a lunch hour, you even rather forgo that lunch and attend to them. Well, like now our friends Indians who, lunch hour is just lunch hour, that kind of stuff. So this is very, very, very important, by the way, and it's good. We'll come today to discuss one or two things about that bullet there, because that's where basically health is all about. Even for economic development of a family, of a village, of a society generally, even of a country, people have to be in good health so that they can be able now to deliver, to make health even for that particular nation. The moment people are sick, at the end of the day, a family will fall down, a society will fall down, even a country can come down when people are not in good health, because at the end of the day, they need to be in good health so that they can be able now to create wealth, isn't it? So far, so good. The next slide. So you can see the WHO definition of health. This actually was borrowed, I think, from the third letter of John, chapter 2. Not only should you be physically fit, but the environment around you needs to be conducive, so that at the end of the day, you are at peace with yourself. Not just physical fitness, but at the end of the day, your mental status needs to be healthy as well. And then now your social being needs to be okay as well. And then now you can also, by extension, say that even the spiritual aspect of your being needs also to be optimal, so to speak, so that at the end of the day, we can know that this is a healthy person. So at the end of the day now, issues around ill health or bad health now can occur physically, or they can even touch on the environment around you. Within no time, you end up somebody who is not at peace with oneself for one or two reasons. It could even be finances from the early mornings, from the first presentation. Coming on board within no time, you find that you are disturbed, and that should not be the case. And probably maybe what I'll tell you now as men, when God blesses someone, embrace the heartmates, the level at which you know that blessings have really come optimally from God, the highest point. Not only does God give you the physical fitness, but it makes also that the environment around you to be conducive. You find that in the house there's some peace. At your workplace, you find there's also some peace. People are happy with your work. They are giving you space now even to do what you want. At the end of the day, you are given space now even to give your best. Otherwise, at times, you could also be physically fit. Lakini asubuhi sasa mnaanza na vita na wanyama sasa hapo. It happens, wanyama. Yeah, then from there now you get to work now as a stressed person. At the end of the day, it will become bad, by the way. That's basically the environment around a person, which is so crucial. And probably maybe the other point I just want basically to bring across is, which I ought to mention in my opening speech, is that health is a reserve from God. Health, hiyo si ya daktari ama ya nani, kwani hata hii ujuzi niko nayo si Mungu alinipea. Yeah, for me now, I was born and brought up in Mary, in very, very, basically, states that were not very, very nice economically. So it's God who saw me through all along. So even the knowledge, the science that I have now, God cannot facilitate me to get now all the science on earth. And then now all of a sudden I start arguing with God now concerning issues around me. It could become another Abraham and Lot story now, which probably nobody would want to get to. So and that's why most of the times it's always good also when you are getting evaluated by a doctor who fears God, who knows God. Well, at times, it could be slightly different from when you get in contact with a doctor now is on the other world, for obvious reasons. Just the way now when we employees now, you get employees who fear God, At the end of the day, it can't be the same as now when you have employees who don't fear God, So there will be some difference, so to speak. But health, basically, is a reserve from God. Even when you see us basically attending to patients, some of us who know God, we also see patients, and deep in our hearts, we also make prayers for them as well. You see, we also make prayers for our patients also, so that at the end of the day, you do your work well, And then within no time, maybe at his own timings, God will hear that prayer, and within no time, follow up now you are current with some good health. Basically, health getting restored by God, not only physically, but also socially, spiritually, mentally, and all that. Basically, an holistic, dimensions now concerning health. Next slide, please. So this is basically what I was trying to emphasize. Health. It's a gift and blessing from God. You see, good health. It's God who chooses who to be in good health and who to get sick, even according to the Bible. If you look at the one we choosing from the verses that I just projected, it's just 100% a reserve from God. Baraka za Mungu kwa watu wake, anawabariki na uzima wa mwili, afya mzuri. So that at the end of the day, man, though even that happens to be the case, a man now has an active role to play. There's an active role that you need to play so that at the end of the day, health is upheld by God. You see, and we are going to basically to check into all that because at the end of the day, you need also to work, isn't it? You need to work to get money to take you to the hospital, isn't it? Or to get now the insurance covers, to pay for the insurance cover that was being discussed by the first speaker this morning. You see, you need also now to know how to live well. Issues that we are going to basically, I will get into now as we move on. But as a man, you need to actively participate in your health. There's that active. God is there basically to bless you at his own timings, basically at a time that he feels fit now to bless you with good health. But you also need to actively also work out so that you can be able now to get that blessing from God moving on. I'll expound that point as we move on. Next slide, please. So basically, this is the world now meeting to talk about health. The world, they meet and they are just talking about health. If we find it's our conference now for our 1 week, and they're just coming in ways of how the world can have healthy people. You see, and then now even in Africa, African Union countries just meet and leaders are just talking about how they can enhance health. Like this Abuja Declaration basically is what we bank on basically to push governments now to finance health. 15% of annual budgets should basically 2001. African countries, agreeing that 15% of annual budgets should be channeled to health. Which is actually very, very interesting because when you get now countries channeling now like 3%, 5%, it becomes very, very interesting. No wonder now you visit some of these public facilities. I don't want to name any. And within no time now, you are not attended well. Why? Finances, that probably may be either misappropriated or they were not given, they were not channeled to health in the first place. They were taken elsewhere, probably maybe to build roads and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, that's a dicey area, basically the political area now that I don't want to get into. And it's very, very, very interesting because the leaders that you elect for us are the ones who budget. You get what you're saying? Yeah, the leaders that you elect for us are the ones who budget. So you elect leaders whom health is not one of their priorities. At the end of the day, they'll be trouble somewhere. You see, so they are basically all those issues. The financing part of it, of health, very, very important. And this basically, at that point in time, this is basically where I will bring out the point that health is wealth and wealth is health. You see, personally, as a personal level, you need to know how to look for money also so that you can be able now to safeguard your health. When you rely on governments, more so now African governments, you end up losing it out. And the scenario is not that good, more so in Kenya. Over the last almost like a year or so now, things have not been very, very nice health-wise. Starting from our facility where I work here, that I don't want to discuss because even the Public Officer Ethics Act does not allow me to discuss a few matters now outside now basically the workplace and that kind of stuff. So basically the world meeting always talking about health. And at times even asking oneself now 2030, where does the world want to reach in terms of health? Because at the end of the day, once health has been upheld, wealth definitely follows. So there are those issues that I think that we are going out to discuss as we move on, especially on the health financing, which is another area altogether where I think in Kenya, I think we've missed it, but hopefully there'll be time basically for recovery, hopefully. Next slide. So once more, health as a personal or individual concern. It's a personal or individual concern. The government efforts mostly in Africa are not reliable, so that at the end of the day, you make sure that you arm yourself also, you work and get money. There are no two ways of going around one or two issues. Work and get money. Get that money, have it basically saved or probably in assets that you can liquidate so that you can sort out your health. Or probably maybe that money is what you use even to buy insurance, medical insurance. Like a good insurance, the first speaker was telling us it will cost 300,000. 300,000 you see is loose cash that you go and deposit in a bank so that now you are given a cover of like 5 million, 6 million for the entire family for use in 1 year. That 300,000 now for that good cover, I mean, you have to look for it, isn't it? Yeah, so it just tells you now you keep on working, basically harming yourself with resources, which will end up now bailing you out. And probably maybe being a personal individual concern, it's not on in all countries, by the way. In Kenya, it's not that we are not doing quite well. Don't want to discuss any politics, but in Kenya, things are not really that right. And they may not get right anytime soon, so it's good for somebody now to you arm yourself now so that at the end of the day, you can be able to cater for yourself moving forward. There are some countries where taxation is as high as 60%. You are taxed 60%. That just tells you if you're earning 100,000 shillings, the government takes 60,000. You earn 100,000, the government takes 60,000. 60,000 shillings. There are countries that are there. I don't want to name names. But now, when the government does that, now you can rest at peace. That the moment you get sick, utashughulikiwa. Hata kama ni midnight, na mtoto na akitaka school fees, that's not an issue. So at the end of the day, the 40,000 shillings that you are left with, now it's just for luxury. In fact, by the way, if that was the case, by the way, everybody would have bought even, ungesema hata wacha ikiwa hata 70%. As long as nawe sasa mtoto atalipiwa school fees, atasoma, then now akiwa mgonjwa, even if it requires ICU, even if the bills required are maybe amounting to like 10 million, you find the government caters for that. But here in Kenya, I don't know, I don't want to ask basically how stuff happens in Kenya here because I'm not powered enough to discuss now the politics of Kenyan health. But things are not very, very nice. In Kenya, you get some money. You for yourself get a good cover. And on top of a good cover, also work hard so that you have resources to cater for yourself. Because I don't think we are going to get it right anytime soon in Kenya, probably maybe till when basically God now puts the right people into offices moving forward. So, and then now, the other thing is the preventive and curative efforts. Basically, the preventive efforts, the next slide, please. The preventive, but this topic is not difficult to Wanyama. Wanaume na afya yao, there are things, by the way, that are just obvious. Sasa ukiingia kwa gari, when you get into your vehicle, the first thing is, after you adjust the seat so that you are comfortable, if you are the driver, the next thing is you find yourself now putting on a safety belt, and making sure all the people in that vehicle also have the belted. You don't need to be, you're in kitu unajua, but people take it lightly within no time, lives are lost carelessly, so to speak. Yeah, look at your vehicle, also make sure the tires are not worn out. Yeah, make sure that the vehicle is serviced. Those are basically issues that you can work on. In the medical field, in public health now, we call them level 1 facilities. Activities happening in the community. A medical camp here talking about now elevated blood pressure, talking about now hygiene. Even things like safe driving, all those are the issues in the community there that everybody should be aware about. And lives are being lost carelessly just because people are driving faulty vehicles, at times out of ignorance. Yeah, unatembea na gari yenye mguu imeisha kabisa. The next time now when you want to stop that vehicle, it can't stop you anything. It's now the trailer that is oncoming or basically has to veer off into a ditch. People have not belted within no time. The force now falling head-on collision leaves your chest now basically hitting the steering wheel. Within no time, you end up now fracturing each and every other organ in your chest within no time. Careless deaths and that kind of stuff that should not occur. Homework, place hygiene, secure your house as well. Those are they look obvious, but they are quite crucial. Yeah, it depends on basically we want now to fortify your place. I believe a man who has got his own house, more so when you have a wife and children, it's your duty also to secure them. Secure them. Make sure that they are sleeping in a place that is secure. How you want to do security in terms of warding off, yes, making sure that any threat now during the daytime or nighttime now is neutralized so that that don't invade people now within no time. They ask for money at night, within no time they are starving, and doing all sorts of mess now in your family. It's your man also now to make sure that you secure your home. It's man and health, by the way. There are things that look so obvious, but they are very, very crucial. Adequate sleep, and more so under mosquito nets. Also, something that just looks so obvious, but sleep under mosquito net, because the next time now you contract malaria, especially at an advanced age, or probably maybe the bad forms of malaria within no time, you find that you're having complications which end up leading to death, which can just be prevented by sleeping under a mosquito net. Proper nutrition. Some of us now, even before you even taste food, you want even to add more. Taste that food first, and leave the salt shaker alone. Although that's nutrition issues now, I think that's a topic on its own. I think that to come on board maybe some other time. Regular exercises. We are talking about exercises, by the way. Probably I may also not be doing very, very well, but exercise in terms of even jogging, or even having a walkout, by the way. If you are living in Bruvali, you can move from here all the way to the hospital on foot, all the way to town, and come back comfortable and do that body exercise. Very, very important, because those exercises end up now minimizing your chances of coming up with these lifestyle diseases like hypertension, which are killers. They end up even burning that excess fat that ends up clogging your heart vessels within no time, heart attack, and that kind of stuff. So those exercises are very, very important. In fact, we stress like 30 minutes of physical activity. If you feel like skipping, get a skipping rope and do one or two things. If you happen to be a teacher, you can even kill 2 birds with one stone now at PE classes with the young children. You exercise with them, and then you end up also creating that environment that we're talking about health-wise. Is that okay? And then now, definitely, alcohol and cigarette smoking. Basically, those are number one killers, by the way. It's number one killers. It's only that also we do not also like talking loudly. For the church, fine. It's in accordance to the Bible. But out there, the government normally gets a huge chunk of money even for its processes from these firms that make alcohol and cigarettes for the billions of shillings in terms of tax. from these companies so that government can have its own, can take care of its operations and all that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, also now people are dying. So probably maybe, I don't know how to go around that one or two issues, but as a Christian, live in accordance to the Bible, and knowing that alcohol and cigarettes use kill. You see, they kill, In fact, most of the times, if you start now, literally fighting now these alcohol making factories, politicians also come for you because, watakuuliza sasa unataka tupate mishahara ya kukulipa wapi. But on the other hand, also people are dying. I'm a medical doctor, by the way. This is my 20th year in medical practice as a practitioner, and it's not nice. Cigarette smoking itself now has got its own evils. At the end of the day now, they are number one killers. Ukipata mtu amezikwa pahali, most of the times, alcohol and cigarettes ilichangia pahali, moving forward. And then now stress management and coping. Life is full of stresses, by the way. But you cannot just hug yourself just because the stress has come. Itabidi sasa, you share it out now with the people who can be of use to you. Watu wa kukujenga pia waongelesha tu kidogo. Within no time, then you talk to me and nitakwambia, hiyo shida hata ni kidogo zangu. The moment I start narrating my scenario, my friend, utajua hata hiyo yako sasa ni kidogo kabisa. Within no time you walk out of now a meeting place now very, very energized. They are basically all those issues. So life is full of, in fact, those stresses are the ones that keep us now moving. Otherwise, if it was a heaven on earth, my friend, kila mtu angekuwa analala na amka saa 7 ya mchana. Yeah, those stresses are the ones that leave us with something to do now, doing something about them, moving forward. Stress ya kulipa school fees, stress ya maisha, iko sangi as long as you're on this hard, but at the end of the day now, it's also good now to make out, to get now, basically stress management and coping skills now. That's part of the work that we do. If you feel overwhelmed, you can always visit our offices, and then now we showcase our expertise and we review well taken care of moving forward. And then now, good health-seeking behavior. When you are not feeling well, kindly talk to the doctor. Si kusema umerogwa ama kuna watu wamekuangalia na macho mbaya sasa. Umerogwa na nani wanyama? If you're not feeling well, okay na daktari. Within no time. And by the way, we are very friendly, by the way. Ukituona kazini, we look serious, but we are also very, very friendly. One of the skills that we are taught is to bread well with the patient who is before you, so that you can deal from one script at time 0, so that you start walking a journey together. You get what you are saying? Yeah. So we are friendly. Most of these issues, by the way, if it's a test that we are handling, we order it together, and when the results come, we also read it together. So at the end of the day, itakuwa ati daktari alisema, tulisema, yeah. So that so these days, by the way, we are very friendly people. Msiogope daktari, unaenda mnamsalimia, mnasaidiana na maisha inaendelea. And by the way, that's our bread and butter. We love it when a patient comes to us and we showcase our expertise and leave that particular patient assisted. Anakutana wewe anakuambia mimi daktari hata sikurundi kwa sababu nilipona. And then you feel also good, because that's basically where you are professional, that's where your heart is, isn't it? Yeah, so we also try as much as possible to do the best that we can. Probably maybe our limiting step is the support that we get now, that we are supposed to get now, especially from the government, which is as good as near at the moment. Yeah, so at the end of the day now, we are also handicapped in terms of also optimally assisting the people now who are in front of us, they are moving forward. But again, that's a point now, I think that's at a policy level, it needs to be looked at now by the right people in terms of healthcare financing, and that kind of stuff. Now, this is basically the picture of a person, and I just wanted, these are the crucial organs in a human body that keep you alive. Crucial organs, especially the kidneys, the brain, your heart, your vessels, they work as a package. When the heart now fails or is not doing a good job, the rest of the body has to get sick. The brain is there as you are aging. Like now, I'm here courtesy of a sound brain, If my brain was not okay, I would not be an effective person now for this particular event. Yeah, so it needs to be kept well. In fact, the brain is the person. There are so many injurious agents now, or conditions now that can end up now affecting the brain, so that at the end of the day you don't function. And if you don't function at the end of the day, you can't deliver on your mandate as a person. So at the end of the day now, the discussion this morning will be on how we can be able now to keep those crucial organs healthy. They work as a package, leaving the entire person healthy. When one of them now is not doing its work well, there will be trouble in the rest of the body, and at the end of the day, you just get into a sick state, which you didn't get into. The next slide. So just play that video. Sawa, swali hapa sasa. Tuuliza nani? Just play the video once more. That's me. I was the one who was entering this machine at temple level 5 there. The question is, what do you think is that organ in a human body?
The heart.
Excellent. Basically, these are. I was trying to tell you these days. By the way, we are very friendly. By the way, and when we get sick, we don't do guesswork. We take a patient through a process in a very, very friendly fashion and version, for that matter, so that issues that emanate out of now what you presented with, you are able now even to see for yourself. Like this, basically, it's a human heart showing basically the chambers as they receive blood, as they pump blood out. So kama kuna kashida, hata wewe unajionea hapo. Tunakuonyesha mahali tunashughulikia. So that at the end of the day now it becomes actually very, very, very interesting. And this heart is so important because it's the one that powers the body, sending oxygenated blood now to the rest of the body for normal body functions. Like my heart now must be doing a good job. It's basically pumping oxygenated blood now to take care of my brain cells, so that I'm able to talk to you people in a coherent manner, in a way that is expectant, so to speak. So at the end of the day now, when a disease process occurs, affecting the heart, that blood that you see getting pumped now does not get where it's supposed to be. Within no time, you get somebody now who is actually sick before you. So at the end of the day now, it becomes even very, very interesting. We try as much as possible even to focus on that particular area that has got trouble, so that now we address ourselves to that particular issue moving forward. And it's very, very interesting. You're also there with the machines. If there are results that come, definitely to discuss them with you in a very, very friendly fashion, so that at the end of the day, you are assistant. We read from one script from time zero, moving forward, And at the end of the day, for some of us now who know God, we also pray for our clients, Yeah, it could be a silent prayer at the heart of the doctor that Mungu saidia huyu mgonjwa, and it's very, 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 very interesting, so that a patient ends up getting a double portion. Expertise now, scientific expertise now from the doctor, na pia Mungu anapewa nafasi pia aguza watu wake moving forward. Very, very, very important. Otherwise, right now, as medical people, is when people are okay, when people are in good health. That's my bread and butter. The moment things are not handing up at the bedside, by the way, every other good doctor will feel it. That's why we try as much as possible basically to fix issues timely. Issues crop up now when we are not supported enough. At the end of the day now, it might appear as if it's a doctor who is basically the bad person, while in actual fact now he has not been assisted with the necessary resources to make him or her optimally perform. So, but all that is still at a policy level. I may not have anything to do about it. Probably maybe, or what I can repeat once more, when given a chance, elect good leaders, because they're the ones who end up even budgeting for that health. You see? Yeah, the next slide, please. So some of you have seen this slide before. You see, basically, you can also look at this paper by Zati et al. An old paper, but we keep on referring ourselves to because this is where trouble is coming from. Mortality, by the way, this is global in the whole world. We are not talking about Kenya, but we are talking about basically what's happening in each and every corner of the world. Deaths now attributable to and in millions, that year, alcohol, contributing to almost close to 1.8 million deaths, and then now you can see the cigarette smoking that we are talking about, causing respiratory illnesses and also affecting your brain and your heart in one way or the other within no time. Basically, people die out of alcohol use and cigarette smoking. So you can even lifestyle issues now around nutrition, giving you now high cholesterol that ends up clogging your vessels. And within no time, if it's in the brain, it's a stroke. Yeah, a stroke, it clogs when the vessels in your brain are clogged, you see portions of your brain start dying off. Or probably a vessel burst and within no time, portions of your brain start getting suffocated and they die off. At the end of the day, if you have some dead brain cells or some dead brain tissue, it can be business as usual. That health has to get compromised, That's the raw from basically nutrition issues, basically high cholesterol, even malnutrition. Also, they are now having issues with health, impairing immunity. Within no time, the patient is prone now to getting all the infections now, which end up now even killing someone. Nutrition, again, high BMI, people who are obese. But those are some of the issues that we discuss now when we come to visit us. I may not be able to expound all of them, basically in the short time that you've given me. But when you visit a doctor now, these are some of the issues that we talk about. Utaka unasikia, pia unaulizwa, unakunywa pombe, unavuta sigara, they are not far-fetched, by the way. It's something that the doctor wants now to get interested. Probably it could even be something affecting your brain. Most likely, if you have been taking alcohol in excess, at the end of the day, the doctor will know where the problem is coming from. You see, so he knows where even to fix in terms of counseling and all that kind of stuff. So physical inactivity, very, very, very important. Lifestyle diseases, by the way. Physical inactivity, within no time, you get prone to diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol. Within no time, you end up damaging your heart, damaging your vessels that supply your brain, your heart. And at the end of the day now, when vessels that are supplying your heart and the brain now, they are damaged, within no time, you end up now getting damaged brain tissue, damaged heart tissue. Within no time, nimeshindwa kuamka kwa kitanda na nachoka. At the end of the day now, we end up even catching a patient now when this damage has already been as advanced and it's not right. So when you know all that now, you can know really why, even at a personal level, leave alone even the Bible, this is basically now you and your health. You know really why you do not need to indulge in cigarette smoking, why you need not to indulge in alcohol use, why you need to exercise. Medically, we talk about 30 minutes of physical activity. Could even be skipping with a rope by the way if you're not able to jog around. For like 30 minutes, of physical activity 3 times in a week, and we are sorted out, among other things. So you can see, like in 2002, how many people died worldwide. Kenyan statistics are also there, but that is it. Next slide. So this is basically what happens when you come to see us. As I was telling you, these days we are friendly people. We try to ensure that we become friends at time zero so that we walk a journey together. These gadgets, you normally find them in doctors' offices, blood sugar testing machines, BP monitoring machines, How else will you know that you have high blood pressure if you don't measure your BP? How else will you know that you have blood sugar issues if you don't measure your blood sugar levels and other tests also? And all this is accompanied by a talk. A talk between you and the doctor, some examination that is done by the doctor, workups that are requested, so that at the end of the day now, whatever you are hearing from now is well taken care of moving forward. And it's all science, by the way, so that how you are handled by a doctor now who is Nambu is the same way you'll be handled by another doctor who is Mombasa, because doctors, they are taught by the same teachers, same textbooks, same science that is replicatable, and it becomes quite interesting. It makes us also now easily move from one portion of the world to another, because whatever the people in Australia are doing is what we are doing in Kenya. Maybe they could be having more resources than we do, but at the end of the day, you're able to shift there, and within no time you are given tools of work, and you end up now basically working comfortably, moving forward. So at the end of the day, this is actually very, very crucial. It's all what happens in a consultation room, and if you have any issue, always make sure that get in touch with the right people, and you are going to get assisted moving forward. So basically, I'm talking about alcohol because it's poison, by the way. It's poison, and the environment normally does not like bring it out as poison, because it's killing people in millions, even in Kenya. Yeah, they are drinking themselves, and within no time, they are messing it up, by the way. See all these crucial organs that are supposed to keep you healthy, they are hit hard and adversely by alcohol use. You see, that heart that we're talking about within no time, it starts now to enlarge. Inaanza kukani kama iko kwa gym. The vessel starts now broken, and they're supposed now to, you saw that picture of the heart moving. Yeah, within no time now, all that infrastructure is affected adversely. So what happens? You have a sick heart now that cannot power your body moving forward. You can see now even the brain, within no time now, there was all those complications. Depression, within no time the brain is damaged. Yes, the brain starts now shrinking. So that at the end of the day, unapata kijana wa 40 years ameanza kuchanganyikiwa, anasahau maneno, kifuatilia sasa ni pombe. Sasa utafanya namna gani? You see, and even the liver now, it burns the liver, can even cause cancer. So when you look at alcohol, if you are a sober person, you just leave it. For me, I tell my clients, just keep off alcohol use, basically for your own health. This time, leave alone the Bible. If you have this kind of knowledge, at the end of the day, you can only identify it as a poison, and then now you just make the right decision for yourself moving forward. The next slide. And then now, when you come to the office, basically we also check out how your blood pressures are. We call it vital signs monitoring. And we are very, very keen, because the moment the blood pressure starts now getting above 140/90, my friend, all those organs of concern, they are hit. You see, and this is actually very, very serious, because there are some people who take it lightly, but within no time, something bad happens. You see, unapata early morning news, so and so is not there. The next thing, alipelekwa hospitali akiwa na blood pressure 200/150. After that now, basically things just went south, and that kind of stuff. Kindly just get interested also in your blood pressure check, and more so on BP checkups as well. All these are crucial organs. By the way, those organs, the brain, the heart, and the kidney, they are the crucial organs responsible for life. You see, that heart needs to be okay so that it can take blood to get oxygen in the lungs. That heart, it needs to be okay so that it can be able now to take oxygenated blood to various organs so that you can be now your true self. The moment it is hit by hypertension and maybe alcohol use and all that, it can't be business as usual. And no wonder now people are actually dying. They are dying, by the way, en masse now, especially courtesy of these lifestyle diseases. And probably maybe on this note, I'll tell you, at the end of the day, there's nobody who is supposed to live forever, isn't it? Nobody who is supposed to live forever, but at the end of the day, if God has given it out that you are supposed to stay for like 105 years, create that enabling environment for that to be fulfilled, isn't it? Yeah, when you get inside your vehicle, welcome shippy vizuri, so that in case maybe of an accident, you may be preserved, isn't it? Yes, because at times now, maybe God wills us even to live all the way to 95 years, but at the end of the day, we also carelessly cut short now that lifespan that God has granted us moving forward, So hypertension, very, very, very important. And we are also friendly. When we are checking BPs, we are also friendly. We also show you the figure. Then from there now, we discuss, we share the medical knowledge with us, with you, so that within no time now, we are left also having a discussion and also concluding on the way forward. So that at the end of the day, that blood pressure is also well taken care of to make sure that those crucial organs are well taken care of health-wise. You see, so that when the kidneys are hit also, it can't be business as usual. Within no time now, you can't go to work because the body is so heavy. Unatoka hapa, ukifika pale kwa mlango, umepumzika mara kama 3. Within no time, you are fired from work. Yeah, because of health reasons. Then when you are fired from work now, you can also now not do your own businesses because you're also a sick person. So take charge of your health. I started, and I'll repeat it once more. Health is a personal concern. Get interested in your body. If anything crops up, timely, get to see the doctor. And all these things are going to be discussed in a friendly fashion. And for us now, like for me now, I can speak for myself. I love it now when my patients are doing well. Because that's my bread and butter. Just the way now, Reverend, you're also happy now when the congregation is doing well. Even for us as doctors, we are also very, very happy when things are handing up, more so to the patients who see us. Once more, there are issues around resources also, and all those other issues that's something of concern, more so now in Kenya, and in Africa as a whole, by the way, because it's a problem where health is not given the right attention. By extension now, we end up having populations that are also dying carelessly, courtesy of not being the right attention by the policymakers moving forward. The next slide, please. And then basically, when you get to the doctor, definitely you find the doctor wants even to do a blood sugar check. And it's because now diabetes in itself, now those sugars now when they start getting haywire, they also damage your body. You see, they also damage your body. Within no time, you find that your heart has been hit. You get your brain has been hit, your kidneys has been hit. At the end of the day now, you arrive, if interventions are not put in place nutritionally, how you need to adjust your diet in reference to diabetes, and also medical in terms of medical interventions, what you need to use now to normalize those sugars, there will be a problem. Your heart will be sick, courtesy of diabetes. Your brain is going to be sick within no time. You find that you are a sick person, definitely. If something is not done in good time, you die. It's as simple as that. But the good thing, we are powered enough, basically, to normalize all those complications. Scientifically, scientifically first knows about Dr. Wanyama. I'm a medical doctor, so I apply science. And that science, by the way, is in the context also. Yes, in the context of the patient too is before me, knowing also that it's God who granted me that opportunity to learn that science. So at the end of the day, God is also left now taking care of his patients. But I told you actively, a man has to do something. The doctor has to be there on the ground actively working. And even you as the patient, you also to be on the ground actively working for your health. Alafu Mungu anachukulia hapo pengine. Then God takes over now. The other aspects now of health now when everybody has done one's work quite well, including the governments that we have, which are unfortunately failing us miserably. And though that is, again, at a policy level, we can't do much about that now. Probably maybe what we need to do is just to do what we can. Uko kwingine sasa tunaachia Mungu. Am I done? No, it's okay. The next slide, please. So, and we are basically at the tail end of the discussion. I decided to make it as simple as possible, so that basically to write health matters pertaining men. And this is basically another area now that I think we need also, I need to write one or two issues. Basically, the male reproductive system as God created it for its own functions, the creation being one of them, and basically emotional pressure now out there in accordance to the Bible, isn't it? But now it can also have its own issues, more so in men now who are past 45 years. Just get to the next slide. The next slide, please. Especially past 45 years now, there's that prostate gland. There's a prostate gland there. I don't know whether you're able now to see it. Probably couldn't get my pointer here. Sorry for that. I don't know whether you can be able to have a look at this basically your prostate gland here. This is a urinary bladder here. Yes, and then under normal circumstances, this urinary bladder should be able to fill up with urine, and then now it finds its way out here when you go to pass urine, moving forward. So you can see this is an open pipe, but from 45 years onwards, the prostate enlarges. It enlarges most likely because of, it's one of the sexual organs, basically. It's basically, prostate is one of the sexual organs, so at times, courtesy of its use all around now, it enlarges, and because of other hormonal factors, within no time, it enlarges and starts now clogging, blocking, or narrowing this pipe. Within no time, you find issues now touching on urine flows and all that kind of stuff. So at times, past 45 years, the moment you start having issues with urine flow, kindly see a doctor, so that you can discuss one or two things here. This prostate is also, it has got cells that can become cancerous. Once they become cancerous, they also enlarge now due to cancer, and within no time it also starts now blocking that pipe. So in times when there are issues around urine, also past 45 years of age, don't panic. Come talk to us, and we are definitely going to assist you. Very, 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 very important. Just go back to the next slide. Go back a slide. Go back. Yeah. This is basically it. Once more, this is where we are, the urinary bladder here. And then basically, urine is manufactured by the kidneys up here. The ones that I was telling you, they get affected more so by all those diseases that you are talking about, lifestyle diseases, diabetes, hypertension. So, but in health, they are supposed to manufacture enough urine, basically after purifying blood and all that kind of stuff. Then that urine, with all the body waste, should find itself now in the bladder so that it chucks out through the urethra there. This prostate is one of the reproductive, structures in a man in a man, so to speak. You see, so, but with time now it can enlarge, and once it enlarges, now it tends to block this pipe here. So unaenda kukojoa, unapata mkojo itoki vizuri, don't panic. Basically, those are complications that arise. And they are treatable. This gland once more can also get cancerous. So past 45 years, you see us also screening for any trouble that could be hidden, so that we had mask it, I'd work on it before now trouble ensues, So, and then the other thing also, this is a male reproductive system. Ideally, what I would say, human body, a human being has got a lifespan, and all the way up to 45, 50 years, men are usually strong people, but past 55 years or so, there's a decline. So this is actually very, very important, because even the sexual drive now with the attendant, with the sexual drive for a man now, responsible even for the sexual pressures also reduces with age. And at times you cannot do much about it. When that happens, especially now past the age of 50, 55, 60 years, kindly talk to us. You see, there are hormones that are in place to make sure that a man gets an erection for sexual pressure and all that. But what I normally tell my clients, you're not supposed to, there's no way now you can be having the energy that you had now, at that years when you are 60 years. Definitely that cannot happen. So human body is made in such a way that it's strong up to a certain point, after which it starts now going down, and going down. And by the way, even in health, even if you don't get high blood pressure or these lifestyle diseases, once more, nobody is supposed to live forever. Yeah, so all these organs that I was showing you, they are supposed to serve you up to a certain number of years. You saw that heart that was beating there? That heart that was beating there now is supposed to beat up to a certain moment in time. So once the beats expire, at the end of the day, even in good health, hata kama hujakuwa mgonjwa na nini, at the end of the day now you cannot be alive with a heart that is not, with it not working well. In other words, just as somebody is born, the moment somebody is born now, definitely is also programmed to die at one point. I think that's how we put it in a simple manner, So past the age of 50, 55, 60 years, now there's a decline that now needs to be appreciated now. And then when issues in terms of decline sexual drive now happens and all that, kindly make sure that you also talk to your doctor, so that we can also basically advise you accordingly and make sure that we uphold your health in all ways. Because this is the problem now that comes with men. Unapata mwanaume sasa ameenda kujitibu. No, it happens, by the way. I'm a medical doctor. Wewe unaenda kutafuta sijui imekuwa ikakuwa sasa nini huko kwa chemist. Zingine sasa ni kwa streets. No, within no time you end up now messing up your system. There's some ndio sababu nasikia mwanaume sasa news in the morning alikufa. Jamii ni daktari sasa tunasikianga mambo nyingi. Asubuhi sasa so and so passed on last night. But now at the end of the day it becomes now a secret between the doctor and the family. Daktari ndiye ataelezewa sasa vile kulikuwa. Na utamuuliza sasa nini tufanya postmortem? Hapana. Kwa nini? Most likely daktari hivi ndivyo kulienda. And then now there are sex enhancing medications which you need to be very, very careful about their use now, especially from the age of 50 years, 60 years. Kindly see your doctor so that you can be evaluated, so that now what you need now, so the doctor can prescribe now in accordance to basically scientific evidence, courtesy of the evaluation that he has given you, isn't it? So just be very, very careful. And by the way, wanaume wanakufa sana, by the way, courtesy of those sex-enhancing medications. I don't want to talk much because, I'm also limited in terms of what I need to tell you, but ni vizuri pia mtu ajue daktari wake ni nani, na akae na daktari yake vizuri sasa. You know, the sexual drive that a man has at 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, cannot be the same now when you get to 50 years. You know, whichever way you want now to look at it. You see, you wouldn't want now, there's no way you can have a body at 60 years of age, the body that you had when you were 20 years of age. You know, hata kupanda stairs at 60 years of age, definitely you discover that you are struggling. And at that years, ulikuwa unapanda kwanza marathon, ukiwa unakimbia, you know. So human body is programmed, by the way, to decline and eventually die. But in between, if God has willed that you stay for 95 years, we are there to make sure that those years are also well spent and in good health. Is that okay? I don't know whether I'm making a point here. Yeah, very, 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 very important. So that should be it. And then now, because I'm just winding up, especially past the age of 40 years, any complaint needs to get a doctor's attention. You know, that's where complications. Like, remember, that's basically just close to where the decline health-wise, in terms of functioning of these organs occurs, like the kidneys. You know, assuming you're in good health, you know, assuming there's no hypertension, there's no diabetes, and all that kind of stuff. You discover, assuming you're in good health, you discover that at the age of maybe 50 years, almost like 30% of your kidney reserve is lost, the natural growth of a person. You discover that at the age of 60 years, maybe naturally you've lost almost like close to 40% of your kidney reserves, naturally, without sicknesses and all that. And basically, those are some of the processes that ensure that you can't live forever, even if you want, and because even in good health, the body is supposed to wear out slowly, till at one point now, basically, death occurs now in accordance to the Bible. But what we are seeing, that uphold our health in all ways, and it's active. Do your work well. Take care of yourself now with the advice that I've given you. And then now, let God now take over the rest of the issues moving forward. So the next slide. Once more now, fractures. Get concerned, by the way, especially if past the age of 50 years, these fractures are not good. Like this particular patient now, who I saw sometimes back at the hospital where I work, you know, at 60 years of age, you know, and I just righted from a boda. You know, this time it was not hit by the motorcycle, but yeah, alitoka tu kwa bodaboda vizuri, and then akaslide kwa kamtaro hapo. And this is basically what came out of it here. This is a thigh bone. Mfupa mguu hapa. So you don't want now to cause these fractures, because even past the age of 50, 60 years, they are dangerous. They can even cause death. The fat in the bone marrow here can very easily get into one of the torn blood vessels and go to block vessels in the heart and in the brain within no time, and the lung tissues as well, most importantly. Within no time now, you end up getting sudden death, you know, courtesy of these kind of fractures. And then more so, that sick state. You know, you are somebody who was supposed to rise up, go get to work in good time. You are supposed to move from the bedroom to the table room. You are supposed to go take care of yourself, do some self-care, as we call it. When you have these kind of fractures, you know, it's not nice. So watch out also. Past the age of 50 years, it becomes a concern. Hiyo sio miaka sasa ya kwenda sasa kuruka na kustride like the way footballers normally do. And to give now, basically, even if it's a match, by the way, now you participate now with that kind of knowledge, that a fracture can be catastrophic. You know, a fracture like this one occurring in a 20-year-old, where you might discover atafungwa your plaster within no time after 8 weeks. But for you, most likely, it might require now even surgery. You know, and even that surgery has got its own complications, so why don't you avoid it? Once more, touching even to the support that I was telling you in your hands. Make sure you belt up when you are driving, isn't it? Yeah, take care of that immediate environment now to avoid these kind of scenarios moving forward. The next slide. And then now I'm winding up. The concept of a healthy family, church, and workplace relationships, very, very, very crucial. Yeah, I think Bishop has done it quite well. I think there's a board of love now in this church, so to speak. And that is actually very, very, very crucial. That's social, emotional, mental health, and occasionally financial health as well. Hapa tumekuwa tukinunua hata plot. Kama mimi nikuna ka plot ninunua sasa huko side ya motion, okay. Dan was telling me now is even worth $1 million shillings, so you can see basically as part of the finances that were being discussed in the morning. Bishop here is doing something about that, and it should be good, by the way, but that source of bonding is actually very, very important, where you're able to share out your problems. Ongea na wanaume tu, si kunyamaza kabisa. Ask them basically what's happening now at their workplaces. Watakwambia sasa, shinda ikifika hapa, solution inakuanga hii. Anakuambia hata mimi nijaribu na ikafanya kazi. Within no time unachanuliwa. Unachanuliwa within no time unajipata sasa na uko na nguvu ya kuendelea moving forward. And relationships also that promote positive growth, very, very important, because there are some relationships also that are catastrophic. Yeah, in the family, in the workplace, in the extended families. And it's upon you now to recognize relationships also that are positive, so that you embrace them. Very, very important even for that, wellness of the soul, wellness of the heart, and that kind of stuff. But most of the times there are also some relationships also that can be nasty. And at times you are left also, it becomes a personal problem, by the way, especially if now issues crop up with your wife. You could come for counseling by Reverend Jiroge here, but at the end of the day, 90% of the solutions come from, but even in the Bible, by the wanyama, like Job, when Job got sick, his health was hit. This time God had a hand in that, isn't it? Yeah, we agree that God is the one who is the custodian of our health. God had a hand in the sickness of Job. Imagine mzee ni mgonjwa, then bibi anamwambia sasa, why don't you curse this God that you are praying? Ukufa utuondoke. If that was said in Kikuyu, mzee ni mgonjwa bwana, alafu anaambiwa. At the end of the day, unajua hapo sasa unawekwa chini kabisa. So kama Job angekuja kwa Bishop for counseling, sasa ungemwambiaje hapo? It will be difficult, by the way. Mwanaume kuna shida zingine sasa zikitokea, it becomes a personal problem. Just the way we are being told in the morning, now if auctioneers now come to rid you of your property when you have defaulted from loans, that time most likely you'll be having very few friends. So it's upon you also to exercise that wisdom and also take charge of your immediate surroundings. Na pia hapo ndio mwanaume pia anapaswa kuwa na Mungu wake vizuri kabisa. You are supposed to be na Mungu wako kabisa, so God is able to do so much. Me, I'm a living testimony, by the way. God is able to do so much. Kuna mahali sasa inabidi sasa na siku kuja kwa bishop hapo sasa, you confront your God and ask for solutions moving forward. And God is a good God, a faithful God. Atakuweka mafikira mazuri. Within no time now, you also be a living testimony to encourage people of how you came out of some trouble now that no man could have assisted you moving forward. Here, wisdom is actually very, 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 very important, so that you can know how to live it well, And then, as I close, health as a result from God to his people. Doctors normally come on board basically to do so. By the way, we run a lot of science. When we are talking in a ministry of doctors, by the way, it's science at another level altogether. In fact, even when we are discussing how to approach a patient who has got issues, It's basically science at another level altogether. But for the doctors who know God, we are left knowing that hata hiyo juzi uko nayo, even that science, kwani ni ya nani? Si ni ya Mungu. Yeah, it's God who has preserved you now all the way through all those many years of training. Ukapita mitihani. Sasa ukiwa daktari sasa, you also need to give God a space also now to impact on the health of your patients moving forward. Health is basically 100% reserved from God. He's the one who basically wills each one of us now to be in good health. And at times, even when our sicknesses show up, always don't forget your God. Don't forget your God even when things are not handing up. Bado Mungu anaweza fanya mambo yake vile anataka ikue. But also give the doctor that opportunity also now to showcase his expertise. And after we've done your work, we are agreeing that there's that active participation man has to have as far as his health is concerned. Do your part well. Let the doctor do his part well or her part well. Alafu hapa pengine tunaachia Mungu. And then now as I wind up, the last slide, I believe. I still go back now to the third letter of John, the second verse. May it be okay with you health-wise, as it is also, as it should be also, and it will be also in your souls and your spirits. Thank you.